hello there and welcome back to the channel. This video is a smidge different because I filmed it in 4K and it split up the video into a bunch of different chunks, and I accidentally deleted the first chunk where we did our normal intro. So here we are at the farm with Derby. This video is the goal for this video anyway was to try to find some deer, go deer spotting, because Derby likes to chase deer, so we wanted to have that conversation of like, hey, don't do that. We did spot a fawn.
That most definitely has to be a real one.
Which is what Corey's talking about.
It keeps turning its head as I'm walking by, and I don't think there can be that illusion that goes on at Disneyland where the portraits or the statues follow you as you walk through the line.
We were on the lookout for Mama, but spoiler alert, we did not find her, which was really unfortunate.
Now it's looking away, looking around. Looking at Mom. Can I find Mom? I don't know. All right, let's go. Yeah, that's true. Now, all this time as we're stopped, there we go. Maybe Derby is aware? Maybe. There's some awareness, but obviously not enough to go chasing.
I'd also like to just apologize in advance a little bit. The camera work on this is a little squirrely. Turns out it's very difficult to keep a squirrely dog and a human in frame while you're walking through the woods up and down hills that are covered with leaves and sticks. So I was doing my best, and I hope that doesn't deter you from continuing to watch. I will also say this video is going to be kind of boring, so sorry about that. Because we were trying to stay pretty quiet so that if we did come across any wildlife, they'd be less likely to run off before we can see them. Which, I mean, I don't even know that really matters, because just us walking through the woods is loud, and I breathe much like a dwarf, so yeah, there's no way that the deer did not hear me and my asthma.
So Derby, let's go. Good. Yes. Hey. Yeah, you don't care. That's fine. Now, for the sake of trying not to scare off the deer, that's why I said let's go. Thinking maybe that I'm gonna be quieter, softer. Oh, no, that's just a log. Using my voice than using the tone. But yesterday we went down the path right there and saw nothing. Sometimes out in the fields here, be a bunch of deer grazing. So we'll just go to the bottom of this hill here, see what we might find, come back up, and then go down that path there. Good, Derby. But obviously now that we're walking, we're moving. Obviously he's drifting off. Suppose with all the crunching under my feet, I don't have to try to be that quiet anymore. But I'm gonna be very, very quiet anyways. Nothing. Should we go keep going over the next little hill or just go back, you think? All right, Derby. Good boy. And because we did see that fawn there, meaning for sure there are some deer somewhat present, I'm gonna try to be very minimal using the e-collar especially, but like almost any communication with Derby. I'm gonna try to set him up for failure, that I can follow through and teach a lesson and therefore ultimately be successful. Especially when he seems like he's more curious, more alert, more, I don't want to really say tracking, but compared to yesterday, he definitely seems to be looking out for deer more.
We'll say too, before anybody comes at us in the comments for setting him up for failure, we have put an exceptional amount of training into this dog, and his owners have put in a whole bunch of great work with this dog. So he is at that point, and he's almost 2 years old. Like, he's at the point where he just needs to know where the boundaries are, and we can't do that
That's just
unless we set him up to fail.
always
So
the case.
there's that.
That Kate has her riding lesson. Oh, here's the path. Derby, let's go. At the barn next door, and we'll ride over here sometimes to use the areas over here for the lessons. And they often see deer. I've come to watch some of the lessons, walking by, see plenty of deer. When we actually want to see deer to work with a dog, of course they're not going to be here. Oh, so much for stealth.
Like, seriously, I had a lesson on Tuesday,
You see anything,
which was
Derby?
2 days before we filmed this video. Not that that's super relevant, but we were riding by and there were like 2 or 3 at least. And the week before that, we saw a deer. So it was just like, we came out twice with Derby this week on deer seeking adventures and nothing. Rude.
Yeah, Derby heard it too. Something off to our right, which is where that fawn was. Good Derby. Derby. Slow down. Good.
Now, I don't think that Corey talks about it in the video at all, but if Derby had seen a deer and Derby had taken off after said deer, this is what we would have done. Like Corey said, he's setting Derby up to fail. So upon seeing the deer, we would have said nothing. Would have waited to see what Derby's choice was in that situation. If Derby bolted after the deer, immediately Corey would have marked the no, and then he would have used the boost function on the e-collar, because we want to create a strong aversion to chasing after deer. Does it suck? Yes. But in order to create that aversion, it has to suck. Which, again, sucks. However, it sucks less than him running after a deer and into a road and getting hit by a car. Oh, don't mind him, he's peeing.
Oh, good potty. Trying to get my bearings. The fawn would be just on the top of the hill over to my right there. At least it was.
If Derby saw it and didn't chase after the deer, then we would mark the good and or yes, reward him with food, and then continue on our way.
With the barn and all the activity, I might imagine that the deer was used to some noise and activity in this vicinity. therefore won't be as bothered by us, but also they are deer. We are now out into the woods a bit more, and it could be a little bit different once we're in the tree line. So again, could be an interesting experience to shadow a deer hunter. Squirrel.
So this was a really nice moment where he saw the squirrel and then decided to just keep on going. So if that was his response to the deer, then great. Then this is exactly what we would have done. We would have just continued on our way.
Derby. Good. I believe yesterday this was about as far as we went. We turned back, did a little bit more around the barn. Whoops. But maybe today we'll try to go a little bit further out.
Another really great question we get is, when can you drop the leash? And our answer to that is when your voice or the e-collar are sufficient consistently in getting the dog to not do the thing you don't want them to do. So if your dog is consistently blowing through the e-collar and it takes the leash to stop them,
all the leaves here look stirred up,
then you need to keep using
Derby's
the
pausing
leash.
here a little bit more.
If the e-collar is enough to stop them, great. If your voice is enough to stop them, even better. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is for your voice to hold.
No, we actually did go further. I remember this little fork.
All of the power. That's why we always want to say no, and then use the e-collar, and then follow up with any other commands that you might need to use, like a recall or what have you.
But yeah, I'm not much of a tracker, so I've got no idea what any of this means. I just play one in D&D.
So until you can get a couple repetitions of seeing a trigger, your dog either not going after it, or your dog stopping from your voice or the e-collar, and again, preferably your voice,
got, Derby?
That's when you know that you can
Squirrel.
drop the leash, or lose the leash, whatever.
You gonna chase it?
So for Derby, if this were his response for deer, then that would be an appropriate time to stop using the leash and just let him off.
You're just waiting for me? Okay.
But we haven't been able to successfully find deer to test it out.
You're thinking about it, squirrel, that you can...
Whoop.
Okay then.
Yeah, so we haven't been able to test him and see what his response is. So for the time being, he definitely needs to be on some kind of leash just to keep him safe and the wildlife as well.
Oh. Squirrel running right across the path as Derby's looking down.
So yeah, this is basically the rest of the video. Just a little trail ASMR for you, a little crunchy leaf action. Leaf action. If you have any questions about e-collar training, off-leash stuff, pre-drive shenanigans, feel free to drop them in the comments. I do very much appreciate you for watching this video so far. Whether or not you're actively watching it or you just have it on in the background, either way, just really,
my arms.
really appreciate it.
What do you got, Derby?
Helps with our, the algorithm. Tells YouTube that this is worthwhile, which, I mean, I suppose is debatable, but this is definitely one of the more boring videos on our channel.
That sounded like a hawk or an eagle or something. I did hear some steps out there too. Could have been a squirrel. Far enough, light enough.
But I suppose it is important to point out that good dog training is often boring, and I feel like that is a big reason why our channel is still so small, is that we show updates, but they're not
eaten alive.
all that exciting.
All right, Derby, let's go.
We take a very
Let's head back.
kind of slow, methodical approach to
Get
our
out
training.
to the trailhead, hug the tree line. The opposite direction that we saw that fawn. Maybe they're still there. Let's
We're
go.
big on,
Good boy.
taking baby steps when the dog is ready, when the human is ready,
Derby.
when the human-dog
thank you.
combo are ready. That's very important to us because ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, we do want to set the dog and their human up for success. Even though there are parts of the training process where it is necessary to add the challenge to see
Should have worn a long sleeve.
what the dog is going to do.
What do you got over there? Another squirrel, or maybe a deer? Whatever it is, you don't want to chase it.
I am kind of curious. Your thoughts. Do you think that shooting in 4K is worth it? Because
Derby,
this does look
let's go.
so much better,
What?
but the file size is massive. It takes up so much space, and I just don't know that I have... I mean, I'll have to buy a bunch of external hard drives and stuff, or upgrade my hard drive, or something of that nature. And, like, if it's worth it for you guys watching to have this super crisp video, then I'm willing to do it. But if it's not that important to you, then I will not do it. So tell me in the comments if you think it's worth it. Thank you. Nope, please hold for pooping.
Oh, good potty.
I'm gonna speed this up because I can.
Did you get your thumbnail? Right. Grab a screen grab from the video. Whoops. All right, Derby. Let's go. Nothing? All right, let's go. No, that's a rock. Yep. That's a big rock. Let's go. Staring at the bird. Find a squirrel. What is it? Derby. Come here. Derby. Good boy, you got something on your face. Little cotton puff. All right, let's go. Derby. Hey. Derby. No. Good. There we go. Now let's go. Just fixing that leash. Whoops. Derby. Let's go. Good. Derby. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Whoops. All right. Shall we wade through the tall grass? Just in case. They'll probably definitely see and hear us coming at this point, but hey. Good. Good, Derby. Let's go. Easy does it. Good. The fawn was right there. Unless they're lying down and hidden very well now. Long gone.
Okay.
We're back to rolling?
Yep, we just don't have a huge amount of space left.
Okay. So, ran out of space in the memory. Got that fixed up and back where we left off. You guys watching missed out on a whole 35 seconds of nothing.
See, this is the downside of shooting in 4K, is that it fills up my memory card real fast. And it also, for whatever reason, splits the video up into like 5-minute segments, which is not the greatest. So, I don't know. But Corey is going to be wrapping up here momentarily, and I just wanted to say before his sign off that I appreciate you for watching this video. Please feel free to comment your thoughts.
Oops.
If you're interested in learning this kind of thing with your dog, let us know. We can help you out. We have all kinds of programs, from in-person training to our online course to virtual coaching. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we can help you with that. And
Well,
that is it.
that was quite the uneventful trek. I didn't use the e-collar once that whole time for Derby. Didn't need to.
I think Derby kept switching sides. That's
I guess.
Why I said something and then Corey giggled.
Especially for the sake of the length of the video. And Derby. Good. Beep. Yes. First time. You don't even want the food. All right, let's go. Only time. All right, well, Derby, come here. Good boy, hi. Hi. I know. You're at your second home, but you're coming home with us until tomorrow. Good boy. All right, well, I guess we will wrap it up there. Derby, come here. Hi, oh boy, lost my balance. As always, if you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you have any questions about anything, drop them in the comment section down below. And be sure to subscribe so you can keep up with us and everything that we've got going on. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.